Hello modelers, in today's video we are going to take a look at the construction of the MiG-29AS by Great Wall Hobby. This full build video marks the completion of the project. If anything catches your interest, there will be a link to a detailed video on my channel in the top right corner. Check it out. Let's get started. The kit has beautiful details, but it doesn't include missiles. That's why I bought them from Edward separately. Like any aircraft, we begin in the cockpit. I use sharp side cutters to separate the parts. In easily accessible areas, I cover the ejection pin marks with Tamiya putty. I fix photo-etched parts in place using superglue. The key is not to glue fingers together. For plastic parts, I use thin cement. It seeps into gaps and evaporates quickly, so it won't harm the details. Two displays are missing in the cockpit, so I use a plastic sheet to recreate them. I spray the parts with primer, creating a base layer for subsequent paint. Then I apply the proper colors. Small details are painted using a brush. Next, I apply decals using special solutions. They help the decal adhere well to the surface. After a layer of glossy varnish, it's time for a wash that enhances the details. Excess is wiped off with a brush. The engine exhaust nozzles have weak details inside. I've decided to enhance them using parts from a plastic sheet. After gluing the fuselage, some small imperfections appeared. I used a thick primer to cover them. Once it's dry, I sand it with a sponge sandpaper. The kit includes thick decals that would cover rivets and panel lines. I deepened all of them with a needle and razor saw to maintain the detailing. For huge gaps, I use 2-component putty. The advantage is that excess can be wiped away with a wet cotton swab. I fixed the front canopy in place using PVA glue. This way, there's no risk of clouding the glass with the fumes from standard glue. I spray metallic paints on a glossy base to make them vibrant. Burned metal has various shades, and I try to replicate them by using different transparent paints. A pencil is excellent for highlighting the shiny metal edges. Before starting the spraying process, it's important to mask everything. For the cockpit, I use a combination of tape and liquid mask and press the poster gum into the landing gear base. After degreasing the model, I do an overall spray of primer. Then, using the pre-shading method, I spray each panel separately using various shades. Finally, I spray the entire model with a light gray paint. The pre-shading method creates a nice modulation on the surface. To protect the model from aggressive decal setting solutions, I spray a layer of gloss varnish. It's suitable for decals as they adhere better to it. Now comes my favorite part. Weathering. I apply wash to the rivets and panel lines to enhance the details. Excess wash is wiped away with a napkin or a cotton swab. In the areas where the crew often moves, I create small scratches in the paint using acrylic paints. Using oil paints, I create streaks on the surface to make it look used. Finally, I apply a semi-gloss varnish to the entire model. Landing gear can be enhanced with flat wires. I use super glue to secure them. Individual tubes and hoses are painted with acrylic paints. Details are further emphasized with a wash. Edwards missiles are excellent. They have fine details and each one requires a lot of work, almost like a separate model. finally it's time to assemble all the sub-assemblies. Guys, thank you for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please support my channel by subscribing or giving a like. Feel free to leave your advice in the comments below. That's it for today. Here's the finished model. See you next time.